let us begin. Om. Om. Ajnananidhanam dasya jnanajalashalakaya chaksharam manitam yena tasmai shring gurave namaha. Darshan is lovely, isn't it? I hope you all, or most of you if you're in Canada or America, I hope you receive darshan. Yeah, okie dokie, artichoke. Okay, so let's hear. Where are the questions? Here we go. Right, yes, okay. So it's true what Varhi was saying. This is, actually we started these bi-weekly satsangs even before I left SPN. So a good 2 years ago. And yeah, I think I've definitely been feeling the last few months it's about time to shake things up. So the local satsangs have been amazing, so lovely, and I'm really looking forward to more of them because it's much more intimate. It's not one way. I know if you all know me, like even like if we're teaching in a room, you know, it's always a conversation. This one way speaking is very boring for me. I like to hear about your love of God. That makes me really happy. So so even for the international ones, I'll probably also change it up and make it much more interactive and not just this one-way thing. So, okay, with that, this will be the last one like this. And I'm looking forward to the changes. So, Jagadev Swami, what is your fondest memory of Guruji? That's maybe the hardest question anyone has ever asked me, ever. I mean, I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. Every single time I see him, I don't know. Oh my God, yeah. I don't know. This is like the only question in these 2 years that has really stumped me. I don't really actually have a question or an answer for it. But maybe I would say the story that popped in my mind first was, okay, so Tuesday, December 22nd, it'll be Paraniti Narasimha's 9th birthday. He'll be 9 years old. And so I guess it was about 9 years ago, give or take a few days. And it was about Christmas time, or right after Christmas time. Guruji called the residents together, and at that time in SPN, all of the residents could fit in the Atmakriya seminar room, if you know where that is. But now it's like literally impossible. They fill up even the light hall. So we had enough space. We're all just hanging out with Guruji. It was nice. And he made a comment like, so I'm sort of like sitting in the middle of the group, and he goes, and he points to me, because it was about a week after he materialized Paraniti Narasimha, and he goes, this one has seen my Nitya Vigraha, and he points to me, and of course, like, it's a test, a test of pride, so how will I react? And of course, all the residents like turn to look at me because Guruji points right at me, and I go, "Who? Who are you pointing to, Guruji?" and Guruji goes, "Good." And then blah 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 keeps going on, and everybody's looking around. They're all confused because I'm like, "What is he talking about? I don't know." Okay, whatever. Cool. So then it was prayer time, and Guruji said, "Okay, everybody, it's prayer time. Go." And for some reason, I just didn't. I just sat there. And maybe there was about 6 of us. We stayed. And so we kept just talking to Guruji, which is very rare. Like, if Guruji tells me to go pray, I go pray. But I don't know why. I just sort of sat there and I was like, no, I'm fine. And so we kept talking, and then Guruji says, okay, everybody leave, except you. And he points to me, come here. So everybody leaves. He makes sure the door is shut, because Paraniti Narasimha, he was secret, and nobody even knew. Nobody had seen him except Guruji and I. And as soon as the door closes, Guruji goes, so how is it with Narasimha? And I looked at Guruji and I said, it's so nice. Guruji, he is so beautiful. And Guruji goes, oh, so I'm not beautiful anymore? and I went, what? No, Guruji, you are beautiful. And he goes, oh, and he starts laughing, and I start laughing, and I threw myself like onto his knees, because I was sitting like here on the ground, kneeling. And I start laughing, and he's laughing, and I look up at him and I say, Guruji, I love you so much. And he goes, I love you too! And it was so loud that even, I don't know if you know how the seminar room and stuff is created, but there's 2 doors. His screaming, I love you too, was so loud that the people over, like, by the kitchen area could hear him. And oh my God, I laughed and he laughed. And I thought, Guruji, you are so amazing. You, as much as we love him, he loves us 1,000 times more. All I said was, I love you, Guruji. And he screamed at the top of his lungs, I love you too! And I am convinced that even the Lord himself cannot give you the joy that your Guru can give you. I'm convinced. Because the love that the Guru has, it's incomprehensible. And, hey guys. Yeah, when I finally left, Guruji and I, we kept laughing, and we were talking about Narasimha. I asked him some questions about Narasimha, and Guruji smiled and he said, I will not tell you now. One day he will tell you himself. So I said, oh, okay. And so we keep talking, but I'm so, oh my God, man. I was so, like full of his love that when I finally left, Swami Revati saw me leave the room, and he called me later and he said, Guruji gave you darshan of the Lord, didn't he? And I said, what? No. Why? He said, you were levitating. You were full of so much light. Like, he was like, it was like you weren't even touching the ground. And I laughed and I said, bro, he just said he loves me. That's enough, man. Oh my God. Like, these moments with the Guru, okay? How many billions of people read the Bible, read about stories with Jesus? Billions. There's literally like over 1 billion Christians, right? How many people read the Srimad Bhagavatam, meditate on the life of Krishna, meditate on the life of Ram? How many people, and what do they do? They're meditating on someone else's experience with God, isn't it? And that's Leela Smadana, Shravana. How important it is to hear about the stories of God. But these are stories someone else had with God. But all of you have had your own stories, isn't it? You just had darshan with him. Maybe not today, but maybe another day, no? Meditate. Meditate on that moment, because I honestly, like, I don't know if you can see it in me, but like as soon as I even like tell you the story, I can feel it again. Because that experience that we have with Guruji, it's not of this level. It's not created by karma. Guruji is not subject to karma. What he does freely. That means every action, every word that he does and says comes directly from Vaikuntha, comes from the eternal. And so these moments that you have with him are not normal moments. They're eternal moments, and that moment, that energy, that grace is placed inside of you as a seed. And the more you meditate, the more you remember, the more you contemplate this moment, the closer you get to him. The true grace, the true knowledge that he was trying to give you in that moment unlocks. I know what I'm about to say is like heresy. as the head teacher of Atma Kriya Yoga. But you want to know what? I don't care. You don't have to do your Kriya. You don't have to do japa. You don't have to do puja. You don't have to do anything. Just remember those moments that you had with Guruji. Meditate on them 24 hours a day. Those moments where you knew without a shadow of a doubt that he loves you. Because you see, Guruji, he's always reflecting. Yes, most of the time he is reflecting our limitation, our humanness. Yes, because if he didn't do that, then trust me, we couldn't understand him. But once in a while, he will reflect your soul, your purity, your love. And those are the moments to meditate on. Forget the other moments. Forget the moments he was tough on you. Forget them. Who cares? Remember those moments where you knew without a shadow of a doubt that he loves you unconditionally. It doesn't have to be a moment where he screams at the top of his lungs, "I love you too." It could be sometimes a look, sometimes a smile. So I was having a dinner with Guruji and some of the guys in the bungalow, and Guruji, I just told him how sad I am that he never comes and sees Paraniti Narasimha. And because he never did. Actually, when in Toronto last year, this was the first time that he ever even did anything with Paraniti Narasimha. So for 8 years, he never did anything, ever. And I was so sad about that, because Paraniti Narasimha, you understand. All right, I was sad, no? Because with everyone else's murti that he materializes, Guruji will dress them and pray to them, and it's so nice, right? But not Paraniti Narasimha. Even when Guruji materialized Myron's Padmanabha Swami, the Shrimanada and laying down with Brahma coming out. I mean, he's a big murti, and it's amazing. He's super beautiful. But this was during the Bhagavad Gita class that Guruji gave in 2016. And in the mornings, after that, Guruji said, every morning we do Abhishek to Padmanabha Swami, and then we start. And I was so upset. I was so angry. Because I had already had Paraniti Narasimha for 5 years, and never once could I show him to anybody. And I was like, Guruji, he is so great. What is this? And so Guruji, of course, he knew my heart. So he called me that night and he goes, "Oh, so have you seen Myron's Murti?" And I put my head down. I said, "Yes, Guruji. He's very beautiful." I'm just saying what I have to say. And Guruji looks at me and he's so sweet and he goes, "Paraniti Narasimha is very special. Out of all of the murtis, he is the only one who will physically grow in size. Just be patient." And so So you have to understand is like, there's so many secrets about Paraniti Narasimha which show how great Guruji is, okay? Because as great as Paraniti Narasimha is, greater must be Guruji. And for years, I wanted to tell everyone how great Paraniti Narasimha is so that everyone can be clear how great Guruji is, okay? So anyways, so this is going on all these years. I'm so like upset a bit that I can't show him to the world, no? But Guru Dash, so whatever, I have to finish, I have to follow. I'm not upset, nah? You have to understand, it's upset of the heart. Because I want all of you to love him, no? Because he's so great. So it's not like, it's not from here, no? It's different. Anyways, so finally, I finally said that to Guruji. I said, Guruji, like, why don't you ever come? Like, I want to, like, pray with him, pray to him with you. And Guruji looked at me, he was so sweet. And he said, but you have to understand, it's boring for me. Because when I look at Paraniti Narasimha, it's like looking into a mirror. And I said, oh, okay, I understand. And he said, yeah, that's why, for me it's fun to pray to the other ones. And I say, oh, okay. Okay. So we go up to have lunch, and we're about to eat, and Guruji's talking, and then all of a sudden he goes, like this, ah! And everyone starts laughing, and I start laughing because this is Paraniti Narasimha, exactly how Guruji held his the mudra, the hands, and his face turned exactly into Paraniti Narasimha. And I burst out laughing, and everyone was laughing, and Guruji said, quiet! Only he knows the joke. And I was like, oh, Guruji, don't say that. I mean, it was funny. But this was like, why am I saying this? These are the moments, like, what? In this moment, it was clear how much Guruji loves. That he knew my heart. That I was sad that he wouldn't come to my room and pray, because he would come to my room regularly, but he would just sit and stare at my altar, and then sometimes go, good boy, and like tap me on the head, and other times look at me, slap me upside the head, because Tulsi and Narasimha, they're telling him what I was up to, huh? Sometimes I'm doing my sadhana properly, other times I wasn't, so, and I would laugh, I say, yeah, okay, I know what that is for, okay. Anyways, this moment where Guruji like went, like this is a moment I think about almost daily, even though it was less than a second. Because in this moment, he showed how much he loves and how much he knows me. He knows me better than I know myself. These are the moments to meditate on. Kalpet, I think you saw, it's his birthday today. And, like, amazing. He's technically my biological dad. What do they say? Bio dad? He's my bio dad. But you want to know what? Is how much respect he has. Like, this morning he said, Swamiji. I mean, he calls me Swami. Amazing, huh? Like, this is really, like... Anyways, he says, Swamiji, I have a question. Why are people so dramatic? Why do they always have so much drama in their life? It's because they still have a mind. The mind creates a drama, and drama feeds the mind. It's a negative feedback loop. So how to get out of that drama? How to get out of the material existence? Constantly remember those moments with Guruji. Another moment was Guruji told Dhanamjay, he said, if people could just enjoy my presence, they would receive everything. And of course, he meant physically, but he also meant spiritually. Like, where is Guruji not? Where is he not? He's everywhere. He's inside of you right now. And when Dhanamji told me this, man, I was over the moon. So I went back to my room, and it was during the Gita time, the workshop, and I just sat in front of my altar and I just did nothing except enjoy his presence. Just, Guruji, I love you. Enjoying him in my breath, enjoying him in my heartbeat, enjoying him in the air around me, enjoying him in the physical body, just enjoying, you know? And then I left my room, and Guruji was coming out of the class. He took a break, and we met in the right outside the darshan hall, and I was still full of this enjoyment of him, but him spiritually, that when I saw him, it was like a shock. I was like, whoa. And Guruji just smiled, looked at me, and grabbed my hand, and we walked down to the lobby, maybe 25 seconds. And these 25 seconds, I tell you, are the most blissful 25 seconds I've ever had in my life. Because these 25 seconds, I fully enjoyed him. Just your love, Guruji. This is the purpose of life. Guruji did not come to say, like, look how great I am. No, he came because he loves us, to help us grow in this love, to enjoy this love. I think all of you saw the text, right, that went out about do your japa for 1 hour, not 16 rounds anymore, right? Yeah? Do you know how many questions I had about that? It's insane. So many people in their minds. I say, what is this? When it's so clear, do for an hour and just enjoy. Finished. Just enjoy. But yet, the mind is so active, there's so much expectation that they can't even just enjoy the Lord. Why do we do puja every day? Because to enjoy the presence of God. Why do we do our japa? Why do we go to darshan? Do any of us really go, okay, yes, I will receive darshan so my consciousness can grow to higher levels of cosmic consciousness? No. We all go because we love Guruji, and we're all just excited to see him, isn't it? And to feel him, isn't it? That's the purpose of life. Every moment of every day, just enjoy the presence of God. Enjoy him. And if ever you fall out of that enjoyment, it will happen, don't worry, it's normal. The mind is active. Go back to remembering the moment you had with Guruji. That darshan, that moment, that look, that smile. You know Guruji, he's super cheeky. He'll look at you and be like, and only you know. There's 500 people in the room, and you know that it was for you, isn't it? Because it was for you. It's amazing. Remember those moments. Meditate on them. And then you will be free. Yeah, man, I don't know. The fondest memory of Guruji, I don't know. Everyone, actually. Everyone. And now looking back, even the ones that were tough. Like, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful Guruji was tough on me. Like, he made me strong. Not by patting me on the head every day, every day going, I love you too. No. This was very rare. But it also makes it special, no? When that's rare, isn't it? No, the days where he was very tough. For example, there was in the Atma Kriya teacher training, it's 14 days long. And towards the end, there's always a half a day, because by then everybody's finished, their brains are finished. So there's a half a day where I just tell stories about Guruji. Just to let everybody have a nice time, right? The night before, okay, so it's planned. It's in the schedule. It can't change. It's there, okay? And the night before, Guruji's doing yagna for all the teachers to initiate them. And if you've ever been to a yagna, there's a time where the main pujari, in this case Guruji, he has to do preparation prayers before everyone starts offering rice, right? So Guruji's doing that, and there's of course times where he is saying swaha, but you're not supposed to offer rice. But what does everybody do? Boom, they start offering rice. So what do I do? I quickly say, oh, sorry guys, stop. And Guruji goes, sit down! Oh. He goes, why don't you learn something? They can offer! Whoa. Okay. I put my head down. Everyone looks at me. Of course, for 14 days, I've been the big head teacher trainer, and now here Guruji is, BAM! Slapped me upside the head. Metaphorically speaking. And I was like, okay. I look over at Swami Keshava, because if anybody knows yagna the best other than Guruji, it's Swami Keshava. And I look at Keshava, and Keshava just looks at me and shrugs like, I don't know. And I go, okay. And I look through the manual to see maybe I'm wrong. I technically wasn't. And I'm like, okay, Guruji know what he's doing. It's fine. Okay. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what it's about, but it's fine. Thank you, Guruji. Well, later that night, after the yagna, again Guruji sees me and he says, why don't you actually learn something? You're always talking all the time. Prideful. Yes, Gurudev. So I go to bed, and of course I'm in a totally terrible mood. I mean, Guruji just totally destroyed me. Right? I'm confused. I don't know why. I don't understand what's going on. Because factually, I wasn't wrong. So what is Guruji going on about? I don't know. I wake up the next morning. Of course, I'm tired. I'm exhausted because, been teaching for 2 weeks. Guruji just beat me last night. I'm not in a good mood. And all I think is, I don't want to give this lecture. This is the wrong day to give this lecture. I'm not in the good mood. Whatever, gotta do it. So I walk down. Jigger Dave, everybody. Boom. Start talking. And within maybe 3 minutes, all of my tiredness, all of my confusion, all of my negativity, all of it went away. And I just started crying. How beautiful, how merciful, how loving he is. And I realized I'm the one who makes my mood. If I'm in a bad mood, that's my fault, my problem. What can I do if I'm in a bad mood? Think about Guruji. Meditate on him. Meditate on his love. Not my idiocy, not my confusion, not my arrogance, not my all of this stuff. Why think about that? Think about him. It's this moment, the juxtaposition of the night before, Guruji being super harsh, to the next day that I'm forced to, thank God, I'm forced to tell beautiful stories about him. And realizing the power of Lila Smadana, the power of Shravana Bhakti. that it completely changed everything. I had to stop my talk because I was sobbing. I was crying so hard I couldn't get a single word out. And how, like, this is the greatest treasure that Guruji has given each and every one of us, these personal experiences. And all of you have had it, like on the darshan today. So sweet. The Japanese girl, where she was like, were you in my dream, Guruji? She was, oh my God. I don't know if you could see afterwards, but she just kept crying the entire time. For the next like 20 minutes, she was just crying, no? She was so adorable. Anyways, how many dreams have you had with Guruji? I've had more dreams with him than I can remember, and I'm ashamed to say that. I'm not saying that out of pride. I'm saying that out of shame. How is it that I have forgotten so many dreams with him? Because the dream is him. Meditate on that dream. That moment when he was, that dream where, because in the dream state, there isn't these boundaries, isn't it? Where you, in the dream, like, if the dream is there, you can give him a hug. Say, Guruji, I love you. And you say, I love you too. That's him, isn't it? He said it today. Meditate on those dreams. This is the greatest gift Guruji has given us. Is himself. The greatest gift is himself. Not the Kriya, because the Kriya comes from him. Not how we do puja, because how we do puja comes from him. Not the Gita and his commentary, because the Gita and the commentary come from him. He is the greatest. And to appreciate him, do your Kriya, do your puja, read the Gita. But understand that he is the greatest gift. Nice. How is it for you, after living by his sight for so many years, being physically away from him in the U.S.A.? What can you tell us about the physical proximity, as most of us don't live in the ashram? We have so much longing for him, and it hurts sometimes. Yeah. If you have the possibility, if you have the grace to be with him physically, take it. Why? Because being with him physically will help you feel him when you're not physically with him. But understand that that's from our perspective. From his perspective, there's no difference. There's no difference if you're sitting next to him physically or if you're on the other side of the planet. For him, it's the same. He's in your heart equally, isn't it? If you're sitting next to him or you're on the moon. There's no time or space for him. And that is his true form. Antaryami, in the heart. The love you have inside, that's his true form. Appreciate that above all things. Because I'm sad to say, I've seen thousands, okay? Not hundreds, thousands of people leave Guruji. Thousands. And many of them, Guruji would eat lunch with them, Guruji would have dinner with them, Guruji would call them and text them. He was extremely familial. He was like a family member to them. And because they didn't attempt to find him here, what happens? The pride was very big. And so, as soon as Guruji is a little bit tough on them, gone. The truth is, all of you very much inspire me. Because all of you, like you not only do you inspire me, but you inspire Guruji. Guruji turned to someone who, they still live in SPN, someone that's relatively close to him physically. And he turned to him and he said, I respect all the devotees outside much more than I respect you. Because the mind would say, what? But this person is close to Guruji. Look at Tulsidas. He was the head of Atma Kriya. He must be so great, right? No, the outside means nothing. And so this person, this Prabhu, said, but what do you mean, Guruji? And he said, every day I have to remind you of my divinity. I have to prove it to you. You have no faith because I've proven it to you. How many miracles have you seen me perform? But what about all these devotees who have never seen anything, and yet they know it? He said, that faith means much more to me than you, because you have no faith, because I've proven it to you. And that's the truth, everybody. Especially for everyone who lives so far away from Guruji. You inspire me because the truth is I can't say that I have faith because Guruji has proven it to me. I've experienced things which I've never told anybody. And I cannot until he leaves his body. I know who he is. Not through my faith, but by his mercy. He has shown me exactly who he is. All of you are so much greater than I am. That's the truth. He cherishes your faith much more than my knowledge. So, what is it like to be with him? It's awesome. It's amazing. But in the end, he doesn't care. He cares for your love. He cares for your faith. I know it looks like everyone's like, oh, let's go listen to Swami Tulsidas give Satsang. Let's go learn from him. You don't know how much all of you have taught me. How much all of you have inspired me. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to have you as my brothers and my sisters. It's true, I don't often say it because then your pride will get big and then I'm not doing my duty as a Swami. But it doesn't mean that's not how I feel. Every night I pray to Tulsi Narsimha. And I'm so grateful for all of you. Every night, when I've been tough on someone, I pray to them. I say, please forgive me. Forgive me, Tulsi Narsimha. Because their love is so great. It hurts me that I had to be tough. It took about 6 months of being here in Canada and America for me to finally allow myself to miss Guruji. I didn't want to allow it, so I had suppressed it. I was like, no, just work really hard. I was just working every day, all day, because I was like, I didn't want to feel it. I didn't want to feel how much I missed him. But finally one night, I couldn't hold it back anymore, and I burst out crying. And I grabbed Narasimha, and I held him so tight, and I said, I miss you so much. And by his grace, I remembered something he said many years ago. Whatever love you are projecting to the Guru is reflecting 1,000 times more back to you. So something in my heart changed. And now I wasn't crying because I missed him, but I was crying because I felt how much he misses all of us. Until 5 in the morning, I could not stop crying. I finally, about like 2 or 3 in the morning, I was like, enough, I can't take this anymore. I went to the bathroom to wash my face, to finish. And I literally fell on the ground, and I sat there and sobbed for another 35, 45 minutes. Because of how much love, how much longing he has for all of us. Every moment we're not thinking of the Lord. Isn't this what Guruji was talking about today in his story? How much the Lord longs for us. He's always waiting. Every moment we don't think of him, it's like a knife to his heart. And we know this, isn't it? We fall in love with someone, and like we text them, they don't text us back. And then we say, oh, they've forgotten about us. Ouch! Oh, where were you? Why didn't you write back? Isn't it? So if we feel that as humans, imagine how much the Lord feels it. This was the most painful, most terrible, mystical experience I've ever had in my life. And I asked myself, how will I live? How will I live now knowing how much you long for me, Guruji? To this day, I don't know. I don't even have an answer for that. Except keep going. Long for him, miss him. I was very tough on the residents some months ago, and I said, none of you are pujaris anymore. And a couple months later, I'm talking to Radhadasi, and I said, do you miss Lakshmanina Bandhu? And she started crying, and she said, yes. And I said, very good. That makes me very happy. And she was like, that's not funny. And I said, I know how it feels. But understand, this is the sweetest love that Lakshmanina Bandhu, they're longing for. I think all of you know me well enough that his love is the only thing that matters to me. And it should be the only thing that matters to everyone. Because when his love is there in our life, everything makes sense. When other things are important, when other things become priority over his love, that's when we drop into Maya. That's when we're in delusion. That's when we suffer. If you read Guruji's commentary in the Gita, it's all about love, no? Why do we do our japam? Because God's love. Why do we do our puja? Because God's love. Why do we go to Satsang? God's love. Why is Guruji tough on us? For God's love. Why is Swami sometimes tough with us? God's love! This is everything. And I can't wait for all of you to come here to the ashram here. Because I tell you that to live with people who their priority is love, it's everything. I'm honored to be there, Swami. Every day. Even today. Later, I'll have a meeting with them. I have to be very tough. But I love them and I respect them very much. And I look forward to all of you coming too, to be with them. To be with Lakshmi Bandhu, to be with Paraniti Narasimha, be with Kali. To be with Guruji. That's the point, isn't it? To be with Guruji. Because he is everywhere. He's inside your heart. Jagadev, Swami, could you talk about the relationship between the Ishtadev and the Guru? Can we see one as an aspect of the other? Very good question, by the way. Yes, the Ishtadev is an aspect of the Guru. Not the other way around. We would like to think, oh, Lakshmi Narayan, they're high up there, so the Guru must be a form of them. Because what we understand as Lakshmi Narayan, what we experience as Lakshmi Narayan, Tulsi Narasimha, Sitaram, whomever, Padmanabha Swami, whomever, that is a fraction of the Lord. But the Guru is the supreme reality itself. And that's why when Guruji's giving darshan, how many, we had about 400 people today in the ashram, in the darshan? Not so much, it should be much more. But okay. Was there one Satguru and 400 people? No. There was 400 people and 400 Satgurus. Because each one of us has our own relationship to him. And many times, isn't it? Many times, like he will show us that he is our Ishtadev. How many times has he shown me that he's Tulsi? So many times, oh my God. The times where where he showed like his tenderness and his sweetness, his endless mercy. Those moments where he cooked for me just to make sure that I wouldn't go hungry. Those times when I definitely deserved a beating and he just smiled. It was super sweet. Oh. But how is that with everyone? Huh? How many people they feel like he is their child because they have Vatsalaya Bhav? How many people feel that he is Dharma? One time, Guruji, we went to go see a saint. Guruji called him a saint. He was a devotee of Hanuman. And we were there at the saint's house, and the saint had his devotees. We were there, we're all singing, and we're waiting for Guruji to arrive. And when Guruji arrived, there was something different about him. He had his danda, that's the stick, but Guruji walked in like this. And two devotees, they're a married couple, they came and they stood next to him, and they just stood there. And there was such an energy. And I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, what's going on? And the saint, Haribol, Haribol, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Haribol, 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 Haribol. And I'm looking at the saint, I'm looking at Guruji. And I'm thinking, something is happening. There was such an energy. Later, the saint, he said, when your Guru walked in, I did not see your Guru. I saw Sri Ram, Lakshman, and Sita standing there. So even for this other saint who has another Guru, still Guruji shows his Ishtadev. The Ishtadev is an aspect of the Guru, not the other way around. It's the Ishtadev which helps us to attain the Guru. Because you have to understand the Guru is unlimited. He is both up there in the supreme consciousness, the supreme reality, and he is here in the physical body. Is your Ishtadev here in the physical body? No. Your Ishtadev is in your murti, in your salagram. But here the Guru is both. He is everything. That doesn't mean don't pray to your Ishtadev. No, your Ishtadev is very important, okay? Because your Ishtadev, these are the qualities that your soul is longing for. The qualities of the Guru that your soul is longing for. Attain those qualities, and then everything else can be added unto you. But if you don't attain those qualities, then you can't attain anything else. Does that make sense? So pray to your Ishtadev every day. It's very important. If you don't know who your Ishtadev is, become initiated devotee, and then ask Guruji, or a Swami can ask Guruji for you. Have a wonderful Christmas, everyone. And happy holidays. And so starting next month, well, these will be a little bit different. So we'll do like big international ones like this once a month, and then we'll do local ones. So if you're in Canada, please speak to Sairam, and he will help you with that. If you live in the U.S.A, please speak to Varhi, and she'll help you with that. If you're not in any local ones yet, like Colorado, that means we should make one. Well, we can start. It'll be super nice. Yeah. They're so much nicer, I have to admit, because it's intimate, huh? Like we can talk about what's important. So, Jai Gurudev, everybody. Jai Gurudev, everyone from Turkey, by the way. I'm like so touched that you would want to like tune in. What time is it there? It must be like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., no? It must be so late. It's 10. Oh my God, God bless you. Like, that's amazing. I am 9? Okay. Still, 9, 10, it's super late. Like, oh my God. That's amazing. Okay. Take it, Dave. I love you all very, very, very much. Deep respect for all of you. You're devotees of the Lord. This is the greatest of the greatest. And hi, Govinda, Annie, and Sridhar Das. Enjoy Mauritius. I miss you guys, honestly. So I was at I was at Sridhar Das's house after they left for Mauritius. And I tell you, it was so strange. It wasn't nice, actually. I didn't enjoy it. I mean, okay, I did my Likita. It was nice, but I missed you all so much. But I didn't want to tell you that because it might make you feel bad. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, love you all very much. Have a wonderful day. Happy holidays. I'll see you next year. Sorry. On Tuesday, 4 p.m. our time, Seattle time, we'll be doing prayers for Paraniti Narasimha because it's his birthday. So I know that probably too late for some of you, but if you want to join in, just drop me a text and I'll throw up a Zoom link and so everybody can join. We'll be doing Narasimha, Sahasranama, Archana, Abhishekam, and the Pratanga Mantra, which is the 2-hour prayer, which was given by Brahma for the only one purpose, and that's to make Narasimha happy. Isn't that so nice? I love it. That's why he gave it. Make Narasimha happy. So we'll be chanting that. So it'll be a prayer from 4 p.m. probably until 6 or 7 p.m., okay? So if you're interested, cool, just drop me a text and I'll throw you the Zoom link, okay? Cool. All right, bye everybody for the 100th time. Okay, love you. Bye. So nice.